This is the portfolio rubric guidance for Standard 2.NBT.A.3. Read and write numbers to 1,000 using standard form, word form, and expanded form. An example of expanded form would be to write 234 as 200 plus 30 plus 4. For each of these levels, 0 through 5, you are assessing the standard. You are going to assess the student's ability to both read and write three-digit numbers in the various forms. Here you will see that the assessment has two parts. The first part, you're going to show the student a three-digit number and have the student read the number. Give the student 10 different numbers to read. Be sure when you are collecting evidence for this first part that your video shows the number that the student is reading as well as the student reading the number. The second part, you're going to say 10 different three-digit numbers. The student is going to write the answer for the second part. The second part does not need to be a video. You will be submitting your answer sheet of the 10 different three-digit numbers that you say. The student needs to write each form for that three-digit number: standard form, word form, and the expanded form. In the suggested task, you will see some examples. For the first part, that is oral, where the student is reading the number, you can use flashcards, or you can have a sheet and point to the number, and the student reads the number. For the second part, you can say a number. Here's just one example. You might say 534, and the student writes first 534. Second, they would write it in word form, 534, and then they would write it in the expanded form, 500 plus 30 plus 4. Once students have mastered the standard and they are scoring at a level 5, then you can move to levels 6 and 7. At level 6 and 7, the student is orally explaining why the standard form, for example, the 534 in A, is equivalent to that expanded form that they wrote out, 500 plus 30 plus 4. At level 6 and 7, you will videotape the student orally explaining why the standard form and the equivalent and the expanded form are equivalent. It's an oral assessment at level 6 and 7. After the student has completed level 5, you'll see in the suggested task that they will use their level 5 assessment where they have written out these 10 different numbers that they wrote, and they will use those numbers to explain. Once you have this, then you're going to look at your required levels of evidence. For this standard, there are several pieces of evidence that are required for you to submit. First, the video recording for the oral components, where the students read the number aloud. Make sure again that you have shown the student and the number that they are reading. The second part is where they write that numbers out in standard form, written form, expanded form, and then you're also going to want to you must upload the answer key for the number that you say. Finally, if students are ready to score at level 6 and 7, you must upload the level 5 assessment and the video of the students' responses. Now let's look at the rubric on how to score the work. In order to score a level 0, the student is unable to read any of the three-digit numbers that you assessed in that first part, and they're unable to write any of the three-digit numbers in each form, standard, word, and expanded form for the second part. At level 1, they are able to write at least 3 of the three-digit numbers in the first part, and at least 3 of the three-digit numbers in the second part for each form, standard word and expanded. So they must get at least 3 right for both parts. If not, that is the score of a 0. At level 2, they can read at least 5 of the numbers in the first part, and they can write at least 5 of the numbers correctly in each of those 3 forms. At level 3, they score 6 correct for the first part and at least 6 correct for the second part. At level 4, the student can do at least 8 of the numbers. They can read them correctly in the first part, and they can write at least 8 of the numbers in the second part. And remember, in order to be correct in the second part, they have to be able to write that 3-digit number in each form, standard word and expanded form, to be correct. At level 5, they are able to read all 10 3-digit numbers in the first part, and they are able to write all 10 of the 3-digit numbers in the second part in each form. At level 6, in order to score a 6, keep in mind you must submit evidence of level 5 along with the video of the student explaining why the standard form and the expanded form are equivalent, and they should get at least 5 correct. There are 10 numbers that they are going to explain. If they can explain at least 5, that's a score of a 6. In order to score a 7, you must also upload evidence of your level 5 assessment, and they must be able to explain all 10 of the numbers, explaining why the standard form and the expanded form are equivalent.